Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the course of Data Engineering for Beginners. We have structured this course to provide you with all the basic terminologies of data warehousing as well as a clear idea about all the data warehousing concepts through real-time examples. So before we get started, uh, I would like to elaborate a few things on how this field is evolved, why data engineering is evolved, and to whom we are solving. So if we know about these things, it will be easier for us to understand the concepts behind it, as well as we can gain some good idea about the stream that we are going to learn. I would like you to consider that you are the owner of this chocolate stall. By looking at the size of the stall, uh, we can consider, like, you might be selling around 10 to 20 types of varieties in candies. And for any business, we would be in a position to tell about few things which are listed in the slide. For example, what is the price of the each item, and what is the stock availability at present, and how much you need to fill in order to continue the business, and what is the total sale, consider it is for a day or a week or a month. You should be in a position to tell it yourself or know in order to run a business. And there are few more things that you might get answers to being a owner. What is the most selling product, or if customer interested in buying some product, you should able to know that, because you need to fill the stock of that particular item to serve the customers. Think yourself, there are around 10 to 20 different types of candies. Are you be able to answer all these questions? Probably it is very simple for us, uh, because we need to remember the price of 10 to 20 different candies. By looking at that stall, we can easily manage the stock availability, and we can easily count the number of sale and all. Now let's consider there is another business which is a small grocery store. When we say about a grocery store, there will be around 100 to 200 different items. Questions are same, and answers you are looking for is also same. And now just think about storage and retrieval. Storage, I mean, are you be able to remember price of each item? Because when it comes to a grocery store, you might be having more, at least 100 different items. You need to remember the price of each and every item, what item to be refilled, or what can be ignored for a week. Because being a grocery store, you might be serving hundreds of customers each and every day. Just think about grocery stores which you visit regularly. They might be using a book in order to maintain the stock, and even for evaluating their business performance. What is the speed of retrieving some information from a book? It will take few seconds, because we need to go through the exact page and get the details. Or when it comes to the stock, you need to note down. You will require some good amount of time in order to write or read data from the book. Now let's consider you being a owner of a supermarket. Here you are closely serving thousands of different products. It is obviously impossible to remember price of each item through our brain. And how about maintaining a book for thousands of items? It will take a lot of time to refer that book for the price or stock availability. So if you observe any supermarket, you will see definitely a computer in the billing counter. So the person at the billing counter, when he scans a product, the price of the item as well as the quantity of the item, everything will comes up there. And at the same time, quantities will be reduced in the stock availability, and it will be very easy for them to get answers to these questions. Now let's consider that you are owner of a supermarket franchise, and you serve customers across India in different locations. You will be serving thousands of customers each and every day, and each location has some 4 to 5 computers, and lot of transactions are being recorded there. In order to collect data from those many cities answer to these questions, it is very difficult because you're serving across different locations and aggregate through those many files will be very difficult. Put yourself in a situation that you have your franchise in 10 different locations and each location is producing 10 different files and you are referring to 10 different files in order to just calculate what is the total sale for the day. Painful, right? Storage wise you are good because you can store those 10 files on daily basis in any of your hard disks, but when it comes to retrieval it will take a lot of time because you need to refer manually all the 10 files, and then only you can answer to any of these questions. So we need a solution which should help us with storage as well as retrieval, and the solution is data warehouse. So this is the reason for evaluation of data warehouse. So if you go back to our story, considering the size of the business, we need the best tools in order to evaluate the performance of our business. In the case of a small chocolate stall, we definitely don't need any tools. We can easily maintain or run our business with our brain. But when it comes to a grocery store, even there, we might be taking help of one notebook and a pen, and we are evaluating the performance of our grocery store. But when it comes to a supermarket or a franchise of supermarket chain, we are serving a lot of customers and we definitely need some good tool in order to run our business. So data warehousing is the solution for evaluating the performance of our business. With a notebook for storage as well as for retrieving information from it, it will take a lot of time. When it comes to a computer, we can store, but in order to retrieve, we may manually do a lot of things. And the data warehouse will give solution for both. You can store any amount of data in it and you can retrieve any information within few seconds. Here we have the list of top cloud data warehouses in the market at present. So what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Just now we discussed about what is a data warehouse. Okay, we are going to store everything in data warehouse now. Then how about retrieving the information that you need? For that we use SQL as a language while interacting with the data warehouse. Here are few basic terminologies that we should know before we dive deep into data warehouse. The first one is database. Consider data warehouse as a solution or a computer. A database is like your disk space, so where you will store relevant information. Coming to schema, we can consider it as a folder, one more organizing layer inside the database. For example, uh, with our previous example where we considered a computer as a data warehouse and a disk space as a database, now consider there are folders which are in our case schema, and inside the folders you will have your actual files, and here we'll store all our data in the form of tables. Tables are the data objects which will actually store your data. So here is a quick summary of the terminologies that we have discussed. SQL, the language that we use to interact with the data. Data warehouse is the specialized database built for analytics and reporting, where database is a container that organizes schemas and tables. And schema is the logical grouping of the related tables inside the database. And table is the actual object which will store the data. If you have any doubts, just pause this and go through the analogy and you will understand.